Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, Divine Truth Tarot. If you're new, welcome and please have a look around. I mostly offer videos on twin flames, divine feminines, divine masculines, on the twin flame connection, as well as astrological videos as well. We have a new moon coming up, and this reading is going to be inquiring about the new, sorry, I keep on saying new moon. Excuse me, it's a full moon in Pisces. We have a full moon in Pisces, okay, coming up on the 31st and moving into September 1st. This is significant for many reasons. The first being that we are moving into a new month and we're doing that with a full moon. So we're being offered the ability to release all that feels heavy and all that doesn't serve us before we enter September. September is set to be a very pivotal month for twin flames, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I can't really talk about it in detail. My guides don't want me releasing too much information yet. It's going to be more of something you experience versus something that you're going to be necessarily hearing about from others. So I do want to let you guys know that September 15th will be significant and it will be different for each and every one of you, but there may be an urge on the divine feminine's part to reach out, or it may be the opposite. But what I'm really feeling is that the divine feminine is going to suddenly feel a shift in the connection, and you may get that urge to reach out. This is not me saying I'm not responsible for what happens if you do reach out. You have to go with your own discernment, and you have to go with your own inner guidance system, your inner GPS, as well as your guides, your higher self and your twin's higher self. So communicate in the 5D, make sure you're balanced and you're coming from a place of just really just balance, and decide if that's right for you. I'm not even sure that it's right for me at this time, but a lot can change in the next 2 weeks. So that being said, before we hop into the reading today to find out what's going on in these connections, if you're wanting a personal reading, I am now booked through the second week of September, and I'm booking the last 2 weeks of September, sort of booking 2 weeks at a time now. So you'll get your reading within that time frame, maybe a little before, maybe a little after. I have to have a little flexibility with these readings because it is energy that I'm tapping into, and I'm affected by the ascension symptoms. I'm affected by the light codes and light code integration as well. So I don't read on days where I'm completely mentally and emotionally exhausted. I'm sure you guys can understand that. So if you are wanting a reading, the information is below. You can reach out to me and with an email, and you can book a reading. I'll just go over it briefly. I'm offering twin flame readings, general guidance readings, divine masculine channel love letter readings, as well as my North Node readings, which is a special reading that I've come up with a few months ago, and it relates to the nodes of the moon and your birthday. So it's an astrological reading as well as an intuitive reading, and we do use some cards, and it's about your personal destiny, your soul's destiny and your destined path in this lifetime, the karma that you need to resolve from past lifetimes, as well as your soul gifts. Okay, so let's get started. That's enough of an introduction. We are going to be starting with the divine feminine cards. I'm doing a different layout today, so you guys, the cards are actually backwards, so bear with me. I'm going to be doing the best I can to make sure that the cards are facing the right direction. You can make fun of me if I don't. I'm just still not ready to show my face. It's just, yeah, I'm not ready to do so, and many readers don't do that anyway. But you guys know that in my initial videos on the channel earlier this year, I did show my face, but I'm just not being guided to yet. So if and when I am, I will definitely let you know. Let's get started. So Spirit, tell us what's coming in with this full moon in Pisces for the divine feminine. Now, we're going to find out with these energies what's closing out, what cycles are closing out. So divine feminine, you currently have Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. I love her. She's a wild woman. She reminds me of the wolf woman, she-wolf. And we have Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I mean, what more can I say, okay? I forgot to bring my crystals. I'm actually house sitting this weekend, guys. So I'm going to use this. Sorry, it's not a crystal, but If you guys know of any card stands that are available, let me know. Send me a link or something so I can purchase one, because I've been meaning to do that for quite some time. Okay, so what we have going on here, it's pretty easy to see. We have, let's start with Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. This is not only speaking about the flame within you. I am my eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. This is talking about the divine feminine's really igniting the flame within and realizing that instead of seeking the light outside of yourself, that you are already the light. You are the light that you're seeking. You are the love that you're seeking. This is what they call inner union. There's controversy over a lot of twin flame information. One of those things being, do I have to be in full inner union before I come into outer union? I don't necessarily think you have to be in full inner union and have everything figured out and be totally healed. I think that's sort of a ridiculous statement, because who is totally fully healed? Most people aren't. Most people are partially healed, are working on healing, and healing will be something you do for a lifetime. If you've lived many lifetimes, I'm talking about millions and billions for twin flames and light workers, you have work to heal, okay? Your soul isn't old. Your soul is not just going to clear all of that in a few months or maybe even a few years. So I'm not saying you're going to walk around wounded. I do not believe in this idea of a wounded healer. I believe in this idea of an empowered healer. So you can be an empowered healer and you can still be healing. So you can still heal as you're healing yourself. So you can heal others as you're healing yourself. You do not have to be fully healed. Honestly, most people who get into the, different professions, psychiatry and counseling, they're still working on healing their own wounds, and that's what attracted them to their profession in the first place. So this idea that you have to be fully healed before your twin flame shows back up in your life and you come into union is sort of ludicrous in my mind. So this is more so talking about get into alignment. Get into alignment. Let's call it alignment versus union. Get into alignment with yourself. And as you do so, you will realize that your life feels full, that every possible sector or part, section of your life feels fulfilling. You are in abundance when you're in this place. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. I just lost part of my microphone. You are in a place of abundance. You are speaking abundance. You are living abundance. You have love in your life. You have love for yourself. You have love for your family, your friends, life, your pets, nature. You have love for everything. You have appreciation and gratitude. This is inner union. This is inner alignment. From this place, you attract in everything that you are. When we're attracting, and it's hard for the ego to understand that, but when we're attracting in things that aren't of the light, or we're attracting in things that are hurting us, look within. This is not to blame oneself. This is to say, where do I have wounds that still need to be healed? And why am I attracting something that doesn't feel good? Your twin doesn't want to hurt you. So I need to make this clear, because I still receive emails or there's comments on the channel, people I've had to block and remove. If your twin is abusing you in any way, they are not your twin. That is not your twin. That is a karmic person, a karmic energy. Your twin never wants to purposefully hurt you. This is not to say that we're not waging a war of dark against light, shadow versus light, because we definitely are, especially in 2020. However, that being said, the true essence of your twin is you. They are you in another physical form, walking around in a different body. They have your soul blueprint, your DNA blueprint. They're you just in a male or female body. And this idea that your twin, I see it all over. I see it. I don't watch twin flame videos anymore, but I have seen in the past comments where people are talking about, oh, they're a narcissist. That's not your twin, okay? They're abusive, or they're using dark magic. That's not your twin. And that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. But your twin is of the light, and you are of the light. Your light workers and your star seeds. I don't work with attachments. I don't work with any of those things. There are other people who do. So could that be a possibility? Yes, that could be a possibility. I don't speak on those things. I just don't. This channel is protected, and that's just not my forte. It's not something I wish to bring into the channel. But in general, your twin wants you to be nothing but happy. They want to show you love. They want to be with you. So I just need to make that really clear. Before I had this channel, I had a channel on narcissistic abuse. So for 3 years. So I do have knowledge on what narcissistic abuse truly is. I experienced it firsthand, and I'm here to tell you that that is not your twin flame. Okay, so that being said, we have this energy coming in with the, people want to say new moon, with the full moon in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. It's also the 12th sign, the last sign of the zodiac. So Pisces is a culmination of all the other signs. Whatever knowledge, whatever gifts the other signs have, Pisces carries all of that within them. So some of you are going to have Pisces in your chart. For instance, I have a Pisces moon. This is going to affect you more heavily than it may affect someone who has no Pisces in their chart. So I think the people that are going to be the most affected would be, of course, Sun Pisces, Rising Pisces, Moon Pisces, Venus Pisces, and North or South Node Pisces. I happen to have a South Node in Pisces as well as Moon in Pisces, so I'm going to be pretty affected by this full moon. I am seeing for women, for anyone, and I guess there could be men out there too. We have all sorts of people in the world. Whoever has a menstrual cycle, okay? If you are likely going to either sync up with this full moon in Pisces. If you have these placements in Pisces, you feel this heavy Pisces energy in your chart, or you're going to experience a heavy or painful period, and you're going to be purging, you're going to be releasing. This is going to be womb healing. And so you might experience severe cramping or nausea, or for me, I've been experiencing nausea. I've been experiencing food cravings, like wanting to eat or not wanting to eat at all. Certain foods have started to turn me off. That's also part of the upgrades. That's part of the ascension symptoms. You start to not want to eat certain foods, and your body will start to reject certain foods. So look out for those symptoms, guys, in regards to the changes this full moon will bring. Let's check in with Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. She's a badass, okay? She brings out the inner wild woman in all of us. And anywhere where, let's say, you've been holding back on being your true divine essence, okay, of a divine feminine, anywhere where you might be sort of people pleasing, or you might be sort of reeling yourself in, is what they're showing me. They're showing me this image of a feminine reeling herself in to be, so that you don't, it's sort of like playing small and dimming your light to make other people comfortable and happy and at ease around you. Stop. Okay, this full moon is going to illuminate those places where of insecurities and fear, where you're acting from ego instead of acting from your light and acting from the heart. Diana represents the call to embody a more primal connection to the wildness that exists within. I'm just reading from the book. Okay, so Diana is all about the call of the wilderness for the divine feminine. Excuse me. And this full moon in Pisces is going to put us back in touch with nature, back in touch with the elements, back in touch with the grass and the sand and the earth and the wind and the rain and the snow and the changing of the leaves and the sun setting and the sun rising and the beach waves and the ocean and the lakes and the rivers, okay, and the animals that exist within nature and the forests and the mountains and the paths that we take. So remember the power of the earth. This is about grounding and earthing. So bare feet on the ground. And you can do this several times a day, especially in those times where you're feeling very ungrounded or having timeline glitches or out-of-body experiences. As you put your bare feet on the ground, you want to imagine you're releasing energy through your feet into the earth. And you can also imagine letting that energy rise up each of your chakra systems all the way up through the crown chakra into the star chakra, releasing it back out into love and light into the universe. So you can release it up. You can also, or you can rather draw it up. You can also release it back down into the earth if you're feeling like you're jittery or nervous or anxious. If you want more energy and you want to draw that in, then you draw it up. If you want to release, you release it down. And she's also, you know, Diana's associated with the moon. So I'm not surprised to see her come up in a full moon reading. But in addition, she's associated with fertility. So this to me indicates if this is not, and I don't see a lot of divine feminines actually having children at this point in time or getting pregnant with their divine masculines, because many of us are preparing for a union. So we're not in physical union or even in the physical vicinity of our counterpart. So that would be immaculate conception. However, stranger things have happened. However, I see this fertility as creativity. Okay, creativity, communing with nature, communing with spirit and the animals. And I'm also hearing fairy spirits for some of you. So if that resonates, let me know below. And this is about the frequency of love. And, you know, animals perceive the frequency of love. Animals are very gentle, innocent creatures. So open yourself up to the natural world and realize that there's a lot that the natural world wants to teach us and wants to enlighten us with. There's wisdom, there's messages coming from nature right now. So divine feminines, you know, your light is shining brighter than ever. And this is also to me an indication or a confirmation or validation of the twin flame connection. So I see this as the twin flame connection growing brighter and stronger with this full moon and the 6 months that follow this full moon, okay? So let's move on now to, let's move on to angel prayers here. I chose 3 decks for this reading because otherwise I end up using, 10 decks and the reading's an hour and a half long. So, but I did want to get a reading out to you guys because it's been a couple days and I was doing really well doing daily readings, but I've been catching up on personal readings. As you guys know, I'm booked up through mid-September, so I'm staying on target. If you still are waiting on a reading from me for this week, I will get it to you by Sunday, by tomorrow. Tomorrow, midnight Eastern time, okay? So no worries. Most of you understand divine timing, but sometimes we get impatient and the ego wants something now. Totally understand. Just know that I haven't forgotten about you. I actually was going to do readings yesterday and I was completely zapped, completely, utterly exhausted. So I had about 2 days there where I just had zero energy. Ooh, so what we have coming in, divine feminines, leap of faith. I'm ready to take a leap, angels. Thank you for doing it with me. So this full moon is bringing in sort of the full energy, taking that leap of faith and trusting that you're going to be caught. But it's not even trusting you're going to be caught. It's trusting that the universe has your back. It's trusting that you can do it. It's like, yeah, that's great that I'm going to take a leap of faith. But more so than that, divine feminine, you are trusting that there's new beginnings. With the full moon, with endings come new beginnings. And same thing with the new moon. We have a new moon, new beginnings. That means endings had to happen. So what beginnings are going to come from the endings that are going on in your life?